So, good day everyone. My name is Justin Eroy, and now I am going to report the status of water resources in the Philippines. So, according to Lapong and Fujihara 2008, Philippines is a country richly endowed with natural resources, including abundant surface and groundwater resources. Its total internal water resource is estimated at 130 cubic kilometer per year. But however, despite the vastness of this potential supply, the country has a low freshwater availability per capita and experiences water-related problems. So when analyzed holistically, the problems were down to institutional and management failures. The water governance sector is fragmented and the institutional framework is weak as it is also given less priority by the government. Though there is already the consciousness of solving the seemingly worsening problem and several moves were already undertaken, much has been done for the country to attain water supply and demand balance, as there are a lot of things to do to conserve one of the nature's very important resource of water. So, water stress is the available amount of water during a certain period is no longer sufficient to supply the need of the community. So here we can see the water stress index parameters. It is typically assessing the scarcity by looking at the population water equation over the total water resources available per population of a region. So here are the types and the water availability per person per year. So in water stress, 1,700 cubic meter per person. Water scarcity, 1,000 cubic meter to 1,700 cubic meter per person per year. And the absolute water scarcity, less than 1,000 cubic meter per person per year. And now we can see and then the region of the Philippines was assessed by the MWRB. So we can show the regions here, the NCR, Region 4A, Region 1, and so on, and their water availability and their remarks. So as we can see, the region or the NCR has the absolute scarcity. It means the absolute kakulangan, murag ana siya kakulangan sa water supply sa isa ka bansa kay tungod siguro sa population sa kadaghang tao nga mo-avail sa ilang water, so per person 500 cubic meter lang ang ma-avail. And then ang pinaka medyo maingon na dili kayo or water stress lang, kulang ang normal resource water is ang region 7. And now the next topic is the classification of bodies of water in the Philippines. So the Environmental Management Bureau projected a classification of 1,019 water bodies in the country according to beneficial use by CY 2019. 791 of these are already classified according to the beneficial use and 228 are targeted to be classified until CY 2019. So the identification of these 1,019 water bodies is listed according to regional distribution location by the province. The classification according to beneficial use of 791 water bodies from the identified 1,019 water bodies as well as the identified water quality management areas or the WQMAS and its respective classification are integrated in the aforementioned information. Classification means the categorization of all water bodies taking into the account the existing quality of bodies of water and most beneficial existing and future use of said bodies of water and lands bordering them, such as residential, agricultural, aquacultural, commercial, industrial, navigational, recreational, wildlife conservation, and aesthetic purposes, among others. So now we can see the water body classification and usage of fresh water. So the first one is Class AA, Public Water Supply Class 1. Class 1, intended primarily for waters having watersheds which are uninhabited and or otherwise declared as protected areas and which require only approved disinfection to meet the latest PNSDW. And next, the Class A, public water supply. Class 2, intended as a sources of water supply requiring conventional treatment, coagulation, sedimentation, filtration, and disinfection to meet the latest PNSDW. Class B is a recreational water. Class 1, intended for primary contact recreation or bathing, swimming, and etc. Class C, fishery water for propagation and growth of fish and other aquatic resources. Recreational water. Class 2, for boating, fishing, or similar activities. For agricultural, irrigation, and livestock watering. So, muna sila makita sa mga sagingan, mga local sagingan, kanang mga tubig na nasa silang rivers. And the Class D is the navigable waters. Next, water bodies classification. Water bodies classification usage of... Wait, di na ko kayo makita. Water body classification and usage of marine waters. So the first, the Class SA or the protected waters. Waters designated as national or local marine parks, reserves, sanctuaries, and other areas established by law from the Presidential Proclamation 1801 and other existing laws, and or declared as such by appropriate government agency like LGUs and etc. The second one is the fishery water. Class 1, suitable for shellfish harvesting for direct human consumption. Next is a Class SB, fishery water. Class 2, water suitable for commercial propagation of shellfish and intended as a spawning areas for milkfish and similar species. So kanang mga makita nato ng mga fish pond, dili pa siya, lagi mo siya fish pond, kanang common kaya na siya sa Panabo, kaya na ay isa ka marine sanctuary ang Panabo na napuno kayo siya o kanang kulungan para sa mga milkfish and other products. So tourist zones for ecotourism and recreational activities. Recreational water. Class 1, intended for primary contact recreation, which is bathing, swimming, skin diving, and etc. And Class SC is a fishery water. Class 3, for the propagation and growth of fish and other aquatic resources and intended for commercial and sustenance fishing. Recreational water. Class 2, for boating, fishing, or similar activities, and marshy and or mangrove areas declared and as fish and wildlife sanctuaries. And next, the Class SD is the navigable waters. So that's all for my report. Hoping you understand. Thank you and God bless.